Tier's got some sort of brawler's beat stick is on my mind. I'm gonna ulti in on this Janeth. I'm gonna pop my 2, and I'm gonna use all of these big, thick AoE autos to take down that kill. I need to stay on this Athena. I'm not gonna be able to kill the Tier, so I'm not even really gonna bother with it. Abilities are coming up in just a second. I'll pop my 2 and an auto, and that should be enough to go ahead and kill that Athena. Hello, everybody, and welcome to your twitchiest Pele, guys. We're gonna be taking her into the old jungle. As you do on Pele, I'm gonna be getting Boomba's dagger, as well as tier 2 boots here. I like to do a little bit more of a passive start on the Pele. Farm up, get my boots going, and she's got a pretty good jungle farm and gank potential as the game goes on. So we're just gonna not do anything too crazy, try not to get behind early, and then abuse some of our damage once we get around that level 3-4 marker. So we're gonna be grabbing the Boomba's dagger, tier 2 boots, and our blink, and we're gonna be getting our 3 at level 1. This is not the ability that we are gonna max first, but this ability is gonna let us clear quite fast, and it also does not cost us any mana. The AoE nature of it lets us clear very quick. If you want to clear extra fast, you click this button twice. So 1 will turn it on, 2 will turn it on like super clear mode, and you're gonna clear very fast. And then I'll turn it off in between these camps and then back onto that super clear mode when I'm next to them. It's gonna burn through your fuel basically, which is this number over here. You click it once, it's gonna do a regular. You click it twice, it does basically 2 times. And so the closer that number is to 100, the more charge that you have. At level 2, I am going to grab my 1. This is gonna be the ability that we max out first. You have 2 charges of this ability, as you can see, once again, down by your passive meter. So I threw out 1, and now you can see the cooldown start over here. And if I throw out the next one, it will do the same thing. So it'll let you know how many charges that you have up on that ability. I'm going over to these left side harpies. I'm gonna clear out this vine. Always clear the vine before you go do that harpy. I'm gonna go right for this Fenrir. He jumps in on this, but he has to jump in right on the push, and you do not want to get that close to a Pele this early on. Gonna allow us to get that first blood or first blooded. So crucial thing though, over on those left side harpies, always clear the vine first. On the right side harpies, it's not actually that big of a deal because you still have a way to run out that does not involve putting your head directly into the face of the enemy god. But on that side, you have to come right back out the middle if you don't clear those vines. So give yourself an escape plan. We love escape plans. I'm actually going to stick around just in case the Fenrir goes in again. It's kind of looking like you wanted to go into my push. We're going to grab ourselves a warrior Talbot and a couple of wards. I'm going to use my 3 a little bit to help me get back out here to the speed buff. Cancel it when I'm about halfway there. So for our leveling order, we're going to max out 4, 1, 2, 3. There's not a ton of gods in the game that you get an ability on them at level 1, then don't max it out first like we do with our 3 and Pele. She's kind of unique in that matter. But we level up our ulti because our ultimate on Pele does a stupid amount of damage. Then our 1, because you have to factor in that the damage that it does is times 2. When you get both of those shots off, this actually does a lot of damage because it's the burst damage at first, and then it's potentially the return damage. It does damage on the way out and back in, and it's times 2. So you get a lot of value out of that. Tier just used his ability. He is not level 5 yet, so I'm going to run over here, turn on my super Sonic speed. We're going to be able to grab ourselves a kill there, level 4. Pele also a pretty good ganker before she gets level 5 by the nature of the fact that she has a knockup on her 2 and the bonus movement speed on her 3. And then we level up the 2 because our 2 actually becomes a larger knockup at the 3rd point and 5th point into this ability. We'll get a 2nd and a 3rd wave.
Need to make sure no one covers my piece with theirs.
That make the knockup area bigger. Ooh, we gotta be a little bit careful right here. I'm just kind of running away right now. I've got my blink up if I need it. I kind of want to go back in on the Fenrir. It's just risky with the tier being here. So I'm just going to go ahead and be a little bit careful. I've got my ulti up for the CC immunity if I need it, but I also want to get credit for that wave at this point since I'm still dedicated to being over here. For our standard combination on Pele, you're either going to be starting off typically by blinking or ulting into a fight. Obviously, blinking into the fight is safer because then you have your ulti to get out, but ulting into the fight is going to get you off a lot more damage a lot quicker. So I would recommend ulting into the fight if you need to get off a quick kill. After you ulti in, you're typically going to start channeling your 2 right away because this does have a bit of a cast time on it. When you cast your 2, I'm going to press it right now. You play through this animation. It does take a while for the knock-up to go off, so you want that going off as fast as humanly possible. And then you're just going to be channeling auto attack 1, auto attack 1, auto attack 1, all the while your 3 has been procced the entire time. Typically, you want to proc your 3 before you go into the fight, so I'm going to proc my 3 right now. I'm actually going to ulti right in towards his AMC. I pop the 2, now I'm auto attack 1, auto attack 1, auto attack 1, and we're going to be able to grab those kills. Pele's auto attacks, when you have the ulti proc, are in fact AoE autos. They have a giant cone on them, so it's really easy to make these ganks work on 2 people because you can actually hit both of them at the same time with your ultimate. Makes it extremely efficient on the Pele. For our matchups on Pele, a good fighter into us is actually the Fenrir. So Pele doesn't really have a way to stop so much things like brutalize because she doesn't actually have a leap or anything. All she has is her ulti, but her ultimate is actually a dash. And then her 3, and her 3 is just a movement speed buff. So she doesn't have way to stop those kind of auto lock-on things like brutalize. Other than Fenrir, not many people actually can beat Pele 1v1. She's one of the premier 1v1ers. She's up there with the nemesises of the world and those really, really good at 1v1ing. The thing about Pele too, though, is that she's also really good at the team fight. She has a very strong transition into the team fight. Once you get a couple of those like hybrid-y items, you get to hit really strong. So I'm gonna go right into a shifter's shield this game.
You shouldn't have.
I like more power heavy Pele builds. I find that it works with my strategy with the 1. I like to use the 1s for a lot of damage. I like to use the big ulti blast. So stacking a lot of physical power gives you a lot of value. Out of that, I'm not so much worried about the actual individual auto attacks. I just want each hit on Pele to hurt a lot. So I focus a lot on the power. So I'm gonna blink right here after this Athena. I'm gonna start channeling my 2. Gonna be just outside of the range, unfortunately. Not gonna actually need it though to grab that kill. So I kept my ultimate up right there just in case I needed it in order to grab another kill afterwards. Now that I'm level 10, I've got my 4 as leveled up as I can. And my 1, I'm gonna start leveling up the 2. AMC is gonna walk up just a little bit. That's gonna be enough to spell his doom. And we're gonna grab that kill as well. A quick note about Pele that you should know, her ultimate does proc off of minions. So you see that cone right there? If I auto attack this minion, it is gonna do all of that damage behind the minion in that cone. So if somebody's trying to hide behind minions against Pele, your ultimate will absolutely wreck them. Or on the flip side, if somebody is just out of range, you can also use the Pele ult to get into the range of a minion, which is then in range of the cone, which then helps you get the kill. That can also work as well, so keep that in mind. As far as what Pele is good against, Pele is really, really good at chasing down her opponents. She's probably one of the hardest characters to get away with, most similar in nature probably to Nemesis in that regard, once again. Whereas Nemesis is gonna slow you and slow you and slow you and slow you, and that's why she's hard to get away with. Away from. Pele is really hard to get away from because of the fact that she's so fast. This is actually better for Pele because there's no counter to her just being fast, right? Against Nemesis, you can like buy a wing blade, you can try to do some stuff to immune some slows. On Pele, it's just gotta go fast all the time. So she can be one of the hardest characters to get away from, even though she does not have a true leap to get over walls. Between a blink, the bonus movement speed from her 3, and the distance that her ulti travels, she can usually catch up to you even around a wall, which makes her terrifying. For our third item this game, I'm going to be grabbing myself an Anchile. You've probably seen the Shifter Shield and Chile builds being popped up a lot in your games. This is a very popular high-level ranked build for junglers that's been in the game for a while. These items are just very stat efficient, and it has recently been popping up in SPL. A lot of SPL junglers also running this build, kind of cementing its place in the meta at both a like rank level and pro level. I'm gonna run right into this Janus. I'm gonna throw down my 1, get some damage off. Don't think I have to use my ulti here, so I'm just gonna follow with my 2 and a couple of auto attacks. And now I'm gonna start heading over towards the left lane. Now I wanna get the most value out of my movement speed here, so I'm just gonna press my 3 once in order to rotate over. But she doesn't actually need my help over there and do so I'm gonna come straight over to the Gold Fury, start tanking it for my team just a little bit. Gonna reset this Gold Fury off of me so I don't die to Gold Fury, and then head back over to purple for some more farm. So our job on Pele is gonna be to assassinate the backline. We are a true assassin in that regard. So this game, my target priority is gonna be the strongest of their backline characters. And so for me, I'm gonna be looking at AMC and Janus and a little bit of Fenrir, depending. And my main target amongst those two is probably going to be the AMC, because AMC is going to be so much easier to kill than Janus, and then I'll mostly switch from the AMC to that Janus. I'm going to get myself a Soul Leader going right now. Soul Leader is not an item that you have to buy on Pele. It's a little bit of extra pizzazz, I would say, but I actually like the combination of the Anchile, Soul Eater, Boomba's Hammer, because it gives you 40% CDR, plus we're gonna have 20% pen, because you get the pen from the Boomba's Hammer, plus you get the pen from the Soul Eater, and also the extra healing on the Pele abilities combined really well with her passive, which of course gives you some of that bonus physical lifesteal.
Scared of a little spray paint?
So it all typically pairs really well together. Soul Leader is also an item that it doesn't matter really where you get it in the build. You can kind of get it as late as you want, because the stacks are so easy to get, because you don't actually need the last hit in order to stack it. You just need to be in the relative range of the minion dying. So I'm gonna quickly head over to left lane. I'm gonna pop my double 3, so I am just running over here. We're about to have an Athena come in. The second she lands, I'm gonna start using him in order to get off my auto attacks onto the AMC. Doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to finish that kill. That's okay. So I'm gonna come back, start healing off of this purple buff. Athena runs back into this, so I'm gonna run back into him and use my 2-1, and that's gonna be able to finish that kill as well. I need to be careful of this tier. I'm gonna pop my beads. Not gonna get a whole lot of value out of that bead. Still got hit by most of that knockout. And then I'm just gonna go run through their right side jungle.
Need to make sure no one covers my piece with theirs.
See if there's any farm left over here that maybe wasn't grabbed while the fight was going on. Look at that. There is gonna be some farm there. For characters that you want to pair with Pele, Pele is definitely a hyper carry jungle. So she likes to have characters around her that are a little bit tankier, that can provide a little bit more support. So you would want to see a typical warrior solo and a guardian in the support role with her, preferably something that can help get her out of harm's way and or dive with her. So something like a Geb Kepri that can help keep Pele alive, or something like a Nike Bacchus, which can jump in with you and also provide some additional front line because you're going to be diving in pretty deep. So being able to have somebody else up there with you in all of that mess helps separate you as the target priority.
Ultimate is ready.
So that's kind of what you're looking for to pair with her. Fenrir is ganking middle right now. I thought about maybe going and helping, but I need to get this soul leader online. I can also pick up a sentry ward and a regular ward, and now I'm going to use my 3 to help bring me back into that middle lane.
Another patriot has
They've got a decent bit of healing on their team, not a lot, but a decent bit. AMC has some sustain. Fenrir's got some, Tier's got some, so our Brawler's beat stick is on my mind. I'm gonna ulti in on this Janeth, I'm gonna pop my 2, and I'm gonna use all of these big, thick AoE autos to take down that kill. I need to stay on this Athena. I'm not gonna be able to kill the Tier, so I'm not even really gonna bother with it. Abilities are coming up in just a second. Pop my 2 and an auto, and that should be enough to go ahead and kill that Athena. And now I'm just gonna work on this wave and head myself over into the left-hand side jungle, see if any of these buffs are up once again, while I make my way towards the AMC. AMC might come back for his purple buff. It is up, it is not. He is in fact just serving down the left lane, and this should be a pretty free kill for us. Pele is quite good at applying that Brawler's beat stick because she's got 2 1s. You have a lot of opportunity to just kind of apply it. Now, I do need to be a little bit careful of the stinger, but Pele can be quite hard to hit with the stinger because of that bonus movement speed. So I just kind of slide to the left, slide to the right. That's a stinger now, y'all. Good call from the team here to do the Greater Scorpion before doing the purple buff and the red buff, allowing them to get the enhanced buffs and get a better value out of that trade. Oracles have just respawned, so I'm gonna head myself over there, get rid of these oracles, and put down a deep sentry here in mid,
Put this down.
and then go for the gank. Unfortunately, Janeth's portal's literally right to me, so I'm just gonna ulti right into his face, make sure we get the kill. Athena's gonna start to get herself out of this one. She's actually bleeding. I'm gonna call for the gold fury. Athena ultied over to the right, which means there's at least one more person over there. So at most right now, there's maybe an AMC Fenrir here, in which case we have a 2v4 the gold fury, and I would want to take that fight to begin with. Quick gold fury kill, and you can see that my soul leader that I picked up as that 5th item is basically already stacked. I'm gonna have it stacked after this next wave. Super easy item to stack, and once it gets stacked, you get a lot of value. Now that's actually stacked up, we get that abilities healing for 20% of our damage done, which stacks really well with our passive, and it's gonna stack really well with the Boomba's hammer as well. Woo! Yenna's ult comes through this left-hand side. I was gonna stick around with Medusa, help her take the tower, but now that is looking a little bit greedy. So I am gonna go ahead and go into this Brawler's beat stick. We've got a nice 7k lead. We've put ourselves into a good spot. So the only way they come back from this is if we start to make some kind of more basic mistakes, start to get a little bit too greedy, or start to forget to do basic things. In this case, I don't want them to get a bunch of lifesteal off. You know, AMC's got the HP from the HP 5 from the hives. Fenrir's got the healing on his 2. Tier's got the healing on his 2. If anybody starts to get into a healing build and we're not paying attention, all of a sudden they start to come back a little bit. We don't want none of that. I'm just gonna focus this Fenrir right here, even though he's in his ultimate. I do not care. Pyromancer is very low, so I'm actually just gonna stick around on this Pyromancer and grab this quick kill, get the objective for the team, and I'm gonna call for the attack. Middle lane, we've got the Oni creeps over there, and I might even be able to reach this Athena before she can get her back off, so I'm gonna go ahead and ult the end of this one, get myself right next to him, and grab that kill as he was about to back underneath the tower. Once again, gonna be focusing up on the objective and trying to get this mid lane tower. The AMC has rotated over here, probably gonna stop all of those creeps from getting in there, so I don't think I'll be able to get it anymore. Woo! Janeth's ulti again. So instead, I think I'm gonna go grab ourselves this Scorpion over on the right-hand side. So at this point in the game, with the lead that we have,
Scared of a little spray
we're
paint?
just looking to kind of group up all around the map and start shoving down these tier 2 towers. I'm gonna pop my 2 pretty close to the end of that Fenrir ultimate. I've got to get ready to use my blink probably to get out of here. Athena is not channeling
You ain't getting
her
far.
dash at me. I would have been able to hear it, so I don't end up needing to use that blink. Although there is a tier rapidly approaching. I want the totem because everybody knows the last totem is the most important.
Your team
Because
has
it's the last
destroyed
totem,
our
and then you can
left
say, no, 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 I got the last totem. And that's a very important part of the Smite game. Now I get to back up, get my Boomba's hammer, and I become really hard to kill for absolutely no reason once the Boomba's hammer is online. So I've got a little bit of bonus HP here. Now from the Boomba's hammer. We've got 20% pen, we've got full 40% CDR, and we are going to be doing a lot of damage while being surprisingly tanky. Speaking of surprising, Yanis ult coming right on through, that's okay. Just gotta start running through, making sure I am getting auto attacks in between every single ability, switching my target to the AMC after the Janus has died, and you can see that my cooldowns are coming up over and over and over and over and over again, and that's because I've got this Boomba's hammer, and because I've got 2 charges on Pele's 1, it just makes it that much easier in order to proc the Boomba's hammer and just get a ridiculous amount of chain kills. Now, I know you're thinking, can I start my 3 and end my 3 and just abuse Boomba's hammer by just proccing it over and over and over again? No, you cannot. Your 1 will proc that Boomba twice, but you can't just sit there
Attack Fire Giant!
and proc your 3 and cancel your 3 and proc your 3 and cancel your 3 and get your Boomba's hammer over and over again. You don't want that to be the case. I can start tanking this Fire Giant. I don't even care. With the Boomba's hammer, I've got so much to say and just built in. And we should be able to burn down this Fire Giant, no problemo. And then after this, we will reset.
Retreat!
We'll go attack left lane. We'll go get that Gold Fury, and we should be able to wrap it up. Brawler's Beat Stick for some anti-heal, rank up our beads and our blink. We've got a sentry ward and a regular ward. So we're gonna head over, get ourselves that Gold Fury, shove down the left lane, and we might even be able to win the fight hard enough to end the game after this. So around the Phoenixes, I'm gonna wait mostly for my front line to initiate. So I'm gonna be waiting for Nike and or Athena to go into the Phoenix range. I'm gonna chase this Fenrir down right now is what I'm gonna do. Force a little beads, force a little ultimate, get him a little bit scared. Once the Athena or Nike has initiated, then I can follow up behind them into that Phoenix range. I don't necessarily want to be tanking that Phoenix myself, but I will have to be in the range because I'm gonna have to get deep into the back line in order to get onto this AMC and the Janus. Ultimate's up in 20 seconds because of our full CDR build. It is almost already back up. Nike has gone in, so I'm gonna go straight for this AMC in the back, be able to use my Boomba's procs on him. Gotta pop a beads right here. I gotta be a little bit careful right now. Phoenix might actually reset on me if I'm not careful, so I'm gonna use my ultimate as a bit of a getaway skill right here and try to keep a little bit of distance between me and the tier. And now I'm gonna come over here and utilize a little Boomba's hammer cheekiness in order to get myself back to mostly full HP. Fenrir is quite low, so I'm going to come right in, looking for the Athena. That's all I can reach, and just focusing on the Titan. I do believe we're going to be able to end this one, as long as I use my Boomba's procs in order to actually tank this for the team. So right there, we utilize all of Pele's abilities. The fact that she has those 2 procs on her one gives us a really good combination with that Booma's hammer. So we make sure to embrace that, getting ourselves 40% CDR. And we have a little bit of extra annoyingness. On top of that, we have a little bit of survivability because of the HP and protections we get from the build, not to mention the lifesteal capabilities that Pele has with her passive, plus the Soul Eater and the Booma's hammer, which makes you surprisingly tanky for a character that is going to be dishing out 25,000 damage, guys. And that is our Pele jungle guide. Thank you for supporting the Twitchiest community. If you'd like to see more videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel and always hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Thank you for all your support and have a twitching day, y'all.